Hello people, welcome to Carandbike. My name is Girish Karkera and this is the all-new Hyundai Creta. Well, new not in the entire sense. This is not a generation change, but a facelifted version of the second generation Creta, which has been Hyundai's best-selling model in India for some time now. So what is the fuss all about? Well, let us find out if it is worth your time. The new Creta is identical to the outgoing model in terms of dimensions, same width, same height, same wheelbase, even the ground clearance is the same. However, the front and rear ends have gone a sea change. 2 years ago, Hyundai showed us a new Creta in Indonesia, which was for the local market, and we all jumped the gun saying that that is the one coming to India because it looked different than the Creta that was on sale in India. However, as you can see, the new Creta here now looks very different. Let's see the front end. Unlike the Creta that we had seen in pictures, which had a Tucson-like grille, this one has a radiator grille and not the parametric grille like we had seen in the current Tucson. Plus, it gets horizon lights, which is very similar to the one we've seen in the Verna. Also, they have done something like what Apple has done. If you look at the headlamps, instead of a tri-beam, now it gets quad headlamps. Just like the front side of the Creta, the new Creta's rear has also been substantially redesigned and you can easily identify it. Notable is the tail lamp design. As you can see, similar blocky pattern. Also a connector light that goes across the width of the hatch. The Creta's design has always been a polarizing one right from the first generation, more so with the second generation. This one here is less polarizing. It has made the Creta look more boxier, more straighter than what it has ever been. However, it will still take some time for you to get over with the design. Having said that, you should notice how it looks substantially different than its Kia sibling, the Seltos. More so even now. It has a good stance and the SUV look comes across pretty easily. More substantial difference with the Creta is in the interiors. If you look at the cabin, it's been spruced up pretty nicely. It looks neat, it looks elegant, it looks more premium than it was looking earlier. The most noticeable difference once you sit in the driver's seat is the dashboard. Instead of two different screens for the instrument cluster and the infotainment system, now there is one big unit that runs almost across more than half the dashboard. Also, the AC vents have now become sleek, almost hidden, and look very similar to the ones we see in the Verna. The center console has been nicely bifurcated. You have a lot of buttons, which is a slightly different approach than what is taken by a lot of manufacturers who thrive on minimalism, which in an Indian context isn't always that great. We have buttons for music, for AC, and all the regular controls. It's easier to navigate through. The center console, apart from the gear shift, also gets switches for the vents of the seats as well as the drive and traction modes. A lot of storage spaces. If you look at the co-passenger side, the co-passenger side gets an additional storage space and it is finished with a rubber mat, which means that stuff kept on it doesn't fall off if you hit a bad stretch of road. Now, while there is no all-wheel drive option in the new Creta yet, it's still a front-wheel drive. Automatic version are these drive modes as well as traction modes. So if you look at the instrument cluster, it toggles between drive and traction modes. In drive, there are 3 modes, which is Eco, Normal and Sport. And in traction mode, you get snow, mud and sand. And it offers some level of off-road ability or bad road ability to the Creta. Not as much as a 4-wheel drive, but definitely there is something there for those enthusiasts who would like to take their car off-road. The steering wheel is possibly the only one that will remind you of the previous Creta. It's almost identical, but thankfully the switches are still there and an additional switch for the ADAS function. As we all know, the Creta now comes with level 2 ADAS. Panoramic sunroof, also operated by voice command, which is a nice touch to have. A lot of features that have been packed into this, and this definitely feels very plush. The use of nice quality plastics. This comes with a dual grey tone. The ones on the top, which are nice to touch and feel. The one at the bottom, not so nice, but they are hidden and doesn't really make a bad impression on you. With the Creta, Hyundai really set the benchmark for premiumness in compact SUVs, especially with the second generation model, and this one takes it even a step further. I love especially the rear of this car because not only is it spacious, it's also comfortable, and they've done few bits that rear passengers will appreciate a lot of families will appreciate. For example, you now have two Type-C chargers in there for the rear passengers. The AC vents are there, but there are no controls, which could be a problem if you are out in a hot day or in a place with high temperatures. The backrest angle is pretty neat, and they have again a two-step adjustment for it, which is better for any passenger to adjust the seat angle as per their convenience. There is enough under-thigh support, there is enough legroom, and it's a spacious place even for 3 passengers. What I really like though, as a family man, is the option of enhancing the privacy of passengers inside with these lovely sun blinds, which we so far have seen only in luxury cars and a lot of premium cars coming from the Hyundai and Kia family. So this is a nice touch to have. Plus the panoramic sunroof. We are in lovely Jodhpur and the sun is just setting, and it's a lovely environment that this creates. All in all, it's a nice, comfortable and premium looking space to be in, and for that the Creta is already setting the benchmark here. The boot of the Creta is same size as the earlier version, comes with a parcel tray in the more expensive variants, also a full-size wheel for spare. So although the Creta falls in the compact SUV category, there is enough space for 5 and their luggage. It is not only practical but also enhances the premium quality that you expect from your family car. Ever since the first generation Creta, there is one thing that this SUV thrives on, is its driving experience. With the facelift, mechanically, more or less, everything remains the same. And so this drives pretty much identical to the second generation model. However, just to sum it up, the Creta feels very powerful and eager when it's on the road. And there are 3 engine options. We've driven the 1.5 liter turbo diesel, and now I have the 1.5 cheaper petrol version. The transmission options are very different. In the diesel, we had a 6-speed or torque converter automatic, while here it is the CVT, which Hyundai calls as Intelligent Variable Transmission or IVT. It's a very effortless engine right from the way it starts and it picks up speed. Show it some urgency, and the speed build up is not too bad. It's quite engaging to drive, and that is one good thing about the Creta and something that it has always thrived on being. The steering feels confident, it weighs up nicely, and you're able to throw it around, changing lanes very quickly or overtaking with ease. Now, being an SUV, you expect the ride to be plush, and with the Creta, there are no surprises here. It is plush. With the second generation, the ride quality had improved even more, and I feel, but this Creta, it's a bit on the stiffer side, which helps with the handling of the car, but it doesn't spoil the ride too much. It's a good compromise to have.
Hyundai has launched the new Creta at Rs 11 lakh onwards, which is a 10% increase from the outgoing model. There are 7 variants on sale, starting with the base E and going up to SXO. With the new version, some of the limited special editions have been discontinued for now. At launch, the Creta will come with 7 color options, with the most unique being a new metallic green shade. With increasing competition, the Creta was losing a bit of steam to stay at the top, but with these changes, it gets a booster shot to hang on to keep its crown. Once again, its design is what will get argued about most, but for the rest of the car, it stays on course to be at the top of the segment.